Hello everyone, this is Jaden's Videos, and I'm back with another Nightmare House 2020 The Experiment haunt build video. Now this is day 2 of the actual builds, but day 3 if you include the blueprints, but really it is day 2 of the actual builds. So, let's get right into it. What I'm going to do today is, hopefully, start painting these walls. Now first I want to show you what I got done with the walls, because I have 3 of them done. I only have 2 more to go of the lab walls, which I'm definitely going to get done before September is over, because I want to start actually setting up the haunt on October 1st. So I'm going to show you what I did with those, and I'll show you the painting progress as it's done. I'm definitely going to have all of these walls done by September 30th. So first off, there's still the same amount of walls as there were before, but that's because I'm going to Home Depot today and getting the rest of the walls. Maybe not all, but a good chunk of them. So this one still doesn't have anything done. I'm saving these ones till last because these are going to be the easiest ones, I'm assuming and hoping. But let's show you which one's the first one. I think this one, yeah, this one's the first one. So yeah, you guys already saw this one. Still there, still how it was when you originally saw it, but now we got, added on to that, we got this one. Now this one was finished, so this is the second one. Pretty much the same thing, except I added a little nice feature that this one only has, and that's a long crack that goes all the way down. So there you go, you have the second wall right there. So I didn't make separate build videos on these because I was waiting until I can include them all in one, or I do more stuff, and I'm painting today, so that's it. Now this is the wall I'm most excited about because this is the razor tail wall. I know, look at all those scratches and stuff. Mac came over and he started hacking away at it, and I was like, what are you doing? And then I was like, wow, that's actually cool. So this is, most of this was done, like, of course everything else on here was done with the hot knife as I'd carved like the other ones, but this is done with just a normal handsaw, and we started hacking away at this thing because this is the razor tail wall. So this is the wall that's going to go behind razor tail, and so it's got all of these scratches and stuff in it, way more than the others, because it's supposed to be like his tail has been hitting the wall because he's been sitting there, because that's where he's supposed to be in the haunt. So his tail has been hacking away at that wall and tearing it apart. So that's what's going on there. There's going to be a lot of razor tail little Easter eggs in this wall, since it's the one behind him. Once it gets painted, I'm going to paint in blood some stuff that razor tail has written on there in blood, so I'm excited for that. I think this is definitely going to be my favorite wall. It's the one I'm most excited for because I love the character Razor Tail. He's one of my favorite characters I've ever created, and I'm super excited to be doing having him be the main mascot for the haunt this year. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, you have the razor tail wall. Now before I do anything else in this build, I just want to let you guys know that I will be going to Sleepy Hollow, New York in a couple days, next week, but it's only for a day. So I want to say this, it's only for one day. I'll only be gone for one day. And the reason I'm going is obviously because Halloween. It is the ultimate Halloween town because that's where the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which has the Headless Horseman, takes place. I've never been up north during the Halloween season, so it's going to be my first time seeing fall leaves changing color. It's going to be my first time experiencing true fall weather, because though we do get fall weather here, it lasts for about 3 to 4 days at a time, and then it gets hot again, then it goes back to fall weather. It's weird. Luckily, next week, though, we're going to get pretty cool weather, which I'm excited for, because that'll be great for when working on the haunt to have Halloween-y weather. We had some Halloween-y weather a couple days ago, but it's gone now, and now we're back to the heat, but it's going to go back to the fall weather in a couple days. It's weird. Florida has on and off fall weather. It's very weird, but I'm going up there, obviously. I'm going to make a video on it because I'm going up there for Halloween purposes. I'm going up there because it's a Halloween town. So, my mom wanted to decide to celebrate a little bit of October up in Sleepy Hollow. It's only a day, though, so I'm just letting you guys know this because the haunt isn't going to be worked on that day, but it's, like I said, it's only a day, so it's not going to set me back at all. Because since there's online school this year, I have a lot extra time to work on the haunt than ever before because I don't have my regular school hours of getting out at 3 o'clock. I'm done with my classes at 12, and I can just work on the haunt. So the haunt is definitely going to get done. My only concern is, am I going to be able to get these walls done by the 1st? Because I want to actually start setting up the haunt. And when I say that, I'm talking about the laboratory scene. That's going to be the first scene that's finished. But I want to start that, like the main lab. Of course, the whole haunt is a laboratory, but you know what I mean. The main lab building that has all the creations. Not the containment unit building, just the main building of the lab. But yeah, I'm hoping to start that October 1st. So I can, because the haunt's definitely going to take a lot more work this year because there's so much more detail. So, hoping to start that October 1st. So my only concern is, can I get these walls done in time? Because I still have to carve 2 of them. I've already mentioned what a tedious process the carving is. But I can get them done in a couple days if I just go at it and do it for hours at a time, which looks like I'm going to have to do if I want to get these done by October 1st. But the painting, I don't know how tedious the painting process is going to be. Probably not too bad, but I'll find that out today, so we'll see. But, yeah, also, I'm doing haunt films, in case you haven't seen my community posts or my Instagram posts or anything. These are going to be short films. They're about 5 minutes long. They're not like my normal movies. These are short films. I'm going to do 5, because there's 5 Fridays in October this year, so I thought that works for the films. So I'm going to do 5 different films, one each Friday, about a different experiment that you're going to encounter in the haunt. Now, there's more than 5 experiments, but I can only pick 5 since there's only 5 weeks until Halloween. Well, there's not only 5 weeks, there's 4 weeks until Halloween, but there's only 5 Fridays because, you know, it just works out like that sometimes, how there's 5 Fridays but only 4 weeks. It's weird. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be recording those, and you're going to see one of those every Friday, so it's going to be a different short film about the experiments, and my final one is going to be on Razortail. That's going to be released on Halloween Day. So right before the haunt opens, you'll finally see Razortail in all of his glory. And I want to save him for last, because save the best for last, and I feel like it's really important for people who are coming to the haunt to have Razortail's story the most fresh in their memory. They literally see it a couple hours before they come to the haunt, because he's the most important. So, yeah, just look forward to those. But anyways, let's get into the builds. Okay, so today is a whole new day from yesterday, though nothing was done yesterday other than me getting haunt supplies, so I'm including it in this build video just because I don't want to remake the intro. But I'll show you what I got, and then I'll show you the progress that's going to be done today, because there's a lot that's going to be done today. The walls are finally going to be painted. I only have 2 more walls to carve, which is exciting. Hold on. As you can see, the lens was fogging up there because it's so ridiculously hot and humid out today. It's fall. Come on, Florida. I'm not even wearing a flannel today, as you can see. It's over there, because I tried wearing it, and now I can't because it's so hot out. I hardly never wear my flannel. It's crazy. I gotta wipe off the camera again. Like I mentioned, we had cool weather a couple days ago. As soon as the first day of fall hit, it was crazy. We were down in the 70s. That's cool weather for us. So, it was crazy, and now we're back to the heat. But luckily, on Wednesday, we are getting a very good cold front, or cool front coming in, of 70-degree weather, and then the low 50s and 60s at night, which is great. So it's definitely going to feel like fall in a couple days, and it's going to stay that way throughout the first week of October, which is super exciting. This is the most fall weather we've gotten in a while. Over the past few years, it's been a very hot. We've had very hot falls the past few years with only a couple days of cool weather. This year we're getting quite a bit because we just had our first cool front, and now another one's coming, and it's even better. So I'm excited. But today, sadly, is the little patch in between that's really humid weather, and sadly that's the day that I'm painting the walls. I just want Halloween weather while I'm building the haunt. Come on. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's get right into this. First off, y'all want to see what I purchased yesterday? Of course you do. I got more of the containment unit walls, so I only have a couple more of these to get, which is exciting. I got one more foam board, which still needs to be carved, which I'm dreading. I think I'm going to have my mom help me on that one. And what I mean is I'll do the top half at the same time she does the bottom half, so I can get it done in 2 hours as opposed to 4. Because I'm running on a tight schedule here, because like I said, I want to start actually setting up the haunt as soon as October 1st hits, because Halloween's later that month. So October 1st is only a couple days away, and Halloween's only 33 days, which is super exciting to think about. I mean, the one day of the year that we've waited for all year is 33 days away. This year it doesn't feel like it yet. Like, no, it feels like Halloween time. Let me rephrase that. It definitely feels like Halloween time, especially since we got our cool front earlier this year. But the thing is, it's just crazy to think that Halloween, it's already the Halloween season, and that Halloween is only 33 days away. Just because the virus has, like, thrown everything off, just the fact that all of our schedules and stuff were all messed up. There was no school and work for a long period of the year because of the virus. It just kind of threw everything off, that it doesn't feel like it should already be here, but it's already here. But I'm happy about that. I'm happy that it came fast, because that's a good thing. But it's already the Halloween season, guys, and Halloween is only 33 days away. It's so exciting to think that it is almost October in a couple days. So I got to get cranking down on these haunt builds, so I need to finish carving these walls by October 1st so I can actually start setting up the haunt as soon as October 1st hits. Now, I may be a little bit behind on that, but either way, I'll start setting up the haunt as soon as the first week of October rolls in. But I also got this. This is like a rusty cage thing. We got it partly to hold these onto the roof, but also because I needed this. This is going to be a part of Nightcrawler's cage. So that's what that is. That is a part of his cage that he's going to be in. I need more of them, but they're cheap. They're like $8 each, and they're tall when you set them up. I'm going to have it setting up. And it's all rusty, so it's creepy looking. It definitely looks like a laboratory cage with all the rust. Now here's what I'm doing today. Now first, you're probably wondering, why does it look like it has snow on it? Well, first off, that was what I did at first, because I thought the gray was going to be darker. It's not dark, as you can see. So I called up my mom. I'm like, this gray is like white. And then she goes, well, that's why you just mix gray and black together. I'm like, oh, right. Don't know why I thought of that myself, but this is the gray that it's actually going to be. So as soon as I get that on this first wall, I show you what it's like. I'm going to probably do the base coat of all the gray first on each wall, and then I'll do the other coats later on, which what I mean by that is the dry brushing, the black and brown, and then for the razor tail wall, writing on it in blood. I'm going to get all that done today, but for now I'm just going to do the base coats, and we'll see where stuff takes us from there. So I got the base coat done on the first one. As you can see, it looks much better than it did a moment ago. Only took about 10 minutes, which is not bad at all. Can you even see? Is my camera lens fogged up? I don't think so. But yeah, it wasn't bad at all. Now what I need to do is, I think before dry brushing, I'm going to get in the crevices and stuff. I definitely think this is going to take a lot longer. I'm thinking a half hour, maybe even more. I don't know. I'm hoping it will only take like a half hour to get inside each of the crevices and do that. So we will see what comes of it, and I will update you guys as it goes along. But as you can see, got the base coat done on this one. So the painting process is way worse than the carving process. It's very easy to get the base coat on, and it's going to be easy to dry brush. But here it is so far. I just gotta say, I really do not like painting it, because you gotta get in all these little crevices, make sure there's not a lot of pink showing. It takes forever. Mostly because there's all these jagged pieces that make it so hard to paint. But there's the first one so far. I'm liking how it looks. It's just taking forever, but I do like how it looks. I still have to do the bottom half of that one, but I like how it looks. Now, I have another one right here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break from this one, simply because this was the first one I carved. So I wasn't really that good at it yet, so I didn't really know what I was doing. So I made the cuts way too deep. Whereas this one, as you can see, they're not as deep. So I'm hoping they won't have as many jagged edges, which would mean it's going to be a lot easier to paint. We're going to see how that works, and we're going to see if I'm right. But yeah, let's find out. Okay, so here's the second one's base coat. Obviously the bad part is doing all the crevices, but we'll see how that goes. Now this one, you may notice, came out a little bit lighter with the gray than that one. It almost looks kind of greenish in color, but I think that's because I didn't mix the gray and the black as well as I did on that one. So for this next one, because I'm going to do the next one now, because I might as well get all the base coats done first. I'm going to do the next one now. For this next one, I'm going to definitely mix it better. But I only have one more to go out of the 3 that I've carved right now. And then obviously when I carve the other 2, which I plan to do tomorrow, I'm thinking on Wednesday or Thursday, I will paint those ones. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if I'm even able to get the painting done on all of these ones today. It's not looking like it, but we'll see what happens by the time the day's up. It's about 4:30 p.m., so we'll see what happens. So I got the third one's base coat done. I don't know why, but they all came out a different color, but it's not a big deal because they're all gray. They're just all different shades of gray, which is kind of weird, but yeah. I'm not looking forward to doing any more work on these, but I know they have to be done. But I really just want to have them completely done already so I can actually start building the haunt as opposed to making more walls. But, you know, it's got to be done because I can't actually set up the haunt until these walls are done. So, gonna crank down on these and hopefully have them done soon. So, we'll find out what happens. Alright, so there we go. It's about 7 p.m. now, and I have the first one done getting the stuff in the cracks. Now, it did take all day, but also I will say why. All of these aren't going to take all day. Like I already mentioned, this one has the issue where I made the holes too deep, so that made it harder. But whereas these ones, you can see they're not that deep, so I think it's going to be a lot easier, and I'm going to slide by with those ones. But you also got to take into account I painted those, I painted the main coat of that. I took a lot of breaks because it was getting tiring. So overall, I'd say it took about 3 hours altogether. But with everything into account, it took all day. But they're not going to take all day, I promise you guys. Because, like I said, the other ones are going to help me fly on by. But also, I asked my mom, and my mom says that she will help me paint the others on Wednesday. Because that's when our next cool front comes through. And it's going to actually have Halloween weather. So it'll be a lot nicer to come out and work on the haunt. And so, yeah. My mom's going to help me with it. So we'd probably be able to get it done in an hour each. So also Mac is coming over that day so we can film the first haunt short, so maybe he'll be willing to help a bit. So I definitely plan on getting all 5 of them done. Yeah, I only have 4 right now, but 5 because I'm going to get the other one hopefully Wednesday. I hope on having all 5 of them done by the end of this week, so I can actually start next week. I'll start next week. I said October 1st was my start date, but I have to go to Sleepy Hollow anyways, like I mentioned, so there's no point in starting and then stopping for a weekend and then starting again. I might as well just start next week. So Sunday is when I'll start actually setting up the haunt. So by Sunday, all these walls will be completed. So, yeah, it actually, one thing, I actually sped along very fast. It took me like an hour to do the whole bottom half, where it took me a couple hours to do the top. I'll tell you why. Before, I was trying to get in every teeny crevice and try to cover every pink spot. It's pointless. There's no point in that. I missed one right there, but I'll get that in a moment. There's no point in that, because you can tell, you can hardly even see the pink spots. You can hardly see it. Especially in the dark, you're not going to be able to see it. So it is perfectly fine how it is. There's no point in trying to cover every single one. So I sped along because I was just covering a little bit instead of every single one, and it definitely helped a lot. And I really like how it turned out. Now this one's not done. I still have to do the outer edges here. I just don't have a brush big enough to make that go fast right now, so I'm going to wait for either tomorrow or the day after, and I'm going to get one big enough, so I'll do that, and then I will dry brush it, because I haven't dry brushed it yet. Though it does look a little bit dry brushed, that's only because I smeared some paint on there that got in wrong spots, because it would look better than splotch paint to actually have some detailing with the paint. So it looks good. I like it. It's not done, of course, but the dry brushing should be easy peasy. It should not take that long at all. The only issue that I don't like is doing the crevices, but hopefully the others will only take like an hour because I'll have some help on them. So yeah, I'm liking it. It's looking nice. You can see all the different crevices, all the cracks, all of that. Looks nice. I like it a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed day 2 of the Nightmare House 2020 The Experiment haunt builds. I know the last haunt build said day 2. This one, look at my hands. This one is going to be day 2. I have to fix the titles on that one, because the reason the last one said day 2 is because I've always counted the blueprints as day 1, but I'm going to change that. The blueprint's more of just showing where the things are going. It's not a build, and there's a few reasons why it's not a build. One, it's just showing where things are going, so it's not actually building stuff. And 2, I make the blueprints in like June, and that is way before the Halloween season is even close. I consider the Halloween season to fully start in September, so now it's obviously the Halloween season because it's September. I mean, Halloween is 33 days away. Of course it's the Halloween season, but now that it's actually the Halloween season, now that I'm actually building the haunt because Halloween is next month, these can be counted as actual builds. So there you go with that. And I want to mention, I know the builds have been kind of uneventful so far. It's just been walls. That'll change as soon as October comes, because like I've mentioned many years in the past, when things just get started, because there's still a month until Halloween, which isn't long, but I know I'll get it done on time. When things just get started, I'm not doing stuff at a rapid pace, so I'm not doing a whole bunch of stuff a day. I'm usually focusing on like one main thing, so for example, painting walls today. But as we get closer to Halloween and I actually start setting up the haunt, things are going to get way more ramped up. And I mean, we are very close to Halloween, but when I'm talking about close to Halloween, I mean like 3 weeks before. So that's soon. So just wait. I'm gonna say wait until next week. And then the haunt builds will have a lot of progress, because next week is when I actually start setting up the haunt. So a lot of stuff is going to go down starting next week. Each build is going to be very eventful from then on, as it is going to be October, which means we are in the home stretch. We are in the final couple weeks until Halloween. And so that's next week starts that. So I'm so excited that October's only in a couple days. It is crazy to think that Halloween is only 33 days away when I'm filming this, which is September 28th. I'm assuming it's going to be uploaded September 28th, but it might be a day or two late. I don't know. You never know what happens with my schedule, but yeah, it's super exciting that Halloween is next month. I'm so excited. I hope all of your haunts, because I'd assume that most of you at this point have started your haunts. I hope they're all going well so far. I hope you're doing good with your builds so far. I hope things are coming along as you planned. And if you haven't started building yet, you might want to get started on that soon, because Halloween is 33 days away. But if you haven't, don't worry, I'm sure you'll get it done, and I really hope that when you do start, you'll have a lot of fun, and that things will go as you plan. I'm super excited to see Nightmare House 2020, the experiments, come into fruition, and I'm so excited to share the progress with you guys, and this very little progress that has been done so far, but it's a very important step. So, remember, next week is when the haunt builds really start ramping up, and a lot of stuff is going to be done, as next week is the start of October. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you're all excited for Halloween in only 33 days. Keep howling at the moon, my werewolves.